Party brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Early break.
There's quite a situation going on.
What?
Jake's been asked to step away on Fridays from now on. They want to bring. Young Ben has been dubbed as the curse breaker. He's been dubbed as the curse breaker, and Jake's been asked kindly to step away.
Just for Fridays.
Just Fridays.
Just Fridays only.
Game
day only.
Yes.
Game day eve only.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown. 45 yards.
And return specialist. This time he beats the kicker and one more. DeMornay Pierson-El.
Not only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome into the Dump Punt Hour. DeMornay Pierson-El joins me in studio tonight. 402-464-5685. You guys can always put a face to the voice, and as well as use the Sartor Heyman text line, Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo, channel 961. All great ways to engage. And DeMornay Pierson-El, how's it going on a little bit more of a sorrow Monday night? We got a lot of breaking news. Probably won't even get through all of it in this first hour. Obviously, the end of the regular season on top of the Tony White news, on top of possibly Knighton as well, though that's not official, as well as we do know multiple players that have hit the portal. But on top of that, how's a Monday night treating you?
It stings. It's just, the following loss. I mean, you dominate a team outside of 3 plays, and it literally cost you the game.
Yeah.
Follow up, you lose probably, the top candidate, for defense, for if that's a head coaching position or, whatever. And then, it's just a very Monday type of day. Like, the news is just like, yeah, that would happen on Monday. Like, all of this gets going on Monday. So it's annoying. It's one of those ones that's like,
I'll say this, like, we knew end of the regular season, we were talking about it off air. You got to get down to 105 scholarship players, which is or the roster size, excuse me. Just got to get that down, cut that down all the way to 105. With this Monday coming up, the end of the regular season, like, how much of this was expected, and are you surprised by anything so far? Like, obviously Tony White's disappointing, but this was the potential last year.
Honestly, I'm surprised by it because it's not a head coach position.
Yeah, DC spot.
So I mean, you unless it's just one of those potential type places to where you on a hot seat and Ryan Day type of situation where your replacement is literally like eyeing you.
Which I can't see. I mean, they won 2 games this year.
I mean, hey, if things don't look right and everything like that, and we want to move off of, him, hey, like we're automatically like moving to you. I can see that. Some type of, lump sum of change. I know he's getting 1.6 here. It has to probably be north of, I would say 2.4.
It's got to be.
Or it's just bad blood here with something's going on. Like, I'm not trying to speculate, but I mean, you got kids that are here. You've recruited kids, you've groomed kids, and everything like that. And for the same position, it's just like that is the only part that caught me off guard when I heard we were losing more seen, and I was like, oh, okay. And then Florida State, I'm like, wait, they have a head coach. Like, did they fire? I'm like, did they fire their head coach? Like, did I miss something? So the fact that it's that type of move kind of has me scratching my head a little bit.
Yeah, it seems like more of a lateral move. Maybe. I mean, I don't know the numbers yet, but it might not be very lateral. I mean, it could be a good income increase. Maybe that's all it is. Yeah, the thing with them is I'm just waiting for, hopefully not too many, but there's going to be guys.
They're going to go down there. We got dudes that are
James Williams, like really credits.
They're on their Florida board. I mean, half the team is Texas and Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I know we were just speaking about this, off the school, like, who's really the school to go to in Florida? I don't, it's not UF. It's Miami this year. I mean, Florida State has kind of been, the school to kind of trickle off to for a while here now. So I wouldn't be surprised. It's easier to get top recruits there. They're traditionally known for their DBs and everything like that. So I mean, it's a little bit easier to sell there than maybe here. And I'm just making up excuses for him. So like I said, it's just sad. I just didn't expect DC like the same DC going.
Yeah, and I mean, I can see it in the fact that if you're Tony White, you think what you can do down in Florida State running that type of defense as well in that conference. It feels like it maybe fits what he wants to do a lot, and he's like, man, I could like
he might go. He might have a top 5 defense next year. Florida has athletes regardless.
That's what I'm saying.
The players on a bench is athletes.
And if you're getting paid more and like maybe his vision works even better. I mean, because the defense was impressive already in the Big Ten, being able to stop the run pretty consistently, which I think was a lot of people's probably biggest concern with the 3-3-5. They're going to be able to consistently stop the run. Did that and then some. But man, yeah, down in Florida State, like obviously wish him the best of luck. Sucks that he's not here. Hopefully some of his recruits still want to stick around. And I don't know who the names are to even replace the DC spot. I do know one. Just recently came open. Got a great defensive background.
Purdue's coach?
No, I have seen that one. Walter's getting floated out there. Eberflus. No, don't. We don't want to hire Eberflus, but he is out there. Ryan Walters is out there. I don't think I'm a fan of it though. The Purdue defense wasn't all that impressive, and if he's a defensive-minded coach,
maybe could Cooper come back, or is that just like a bridge that's burnt?
I don't know.
I'm just thinking. I mean,
Bo Pelini,
please.
Has he took some small gigs after Husker football.
Bo wouldn't come back.
No,
he wouldn't absolutely not. I would love for him to come back, but absolutely he wouldn't. I'd be shocked if he take the only time he would come through here is through an airplane passing over the state. That is it.
I can't blame him. I mean, hindsight being 2020, it's like, all right, can't really blame you there, Bo Pelini. You got your grudges, and you've been right more often than not so far until something actually changes here.
Candidates are going to be hard. I know you have the guy that you brought in from that's already on staff that kind of knows stuff. He was still kind of catching up. I can't think of the coach's name, but I know he came from the Bills. So, I mean, obviously running the same system and everything like that, they'll probably try and do that. Or with him not maybe being familiar with the college atmosphere of the recruiting and everything like that, because it's significantly different, and the pros and everything like that. I don't even know, like, who you would target, because some of these top coordinators aren't gonna leave their places, and it's you might have to go kind of like Indiana did and kind of go after maybe one of those coordinators and kind of
go find a coach that's doing more with less. Like that. I don't know. I mean, that's always the thing I'd go look for in a coach is like, give me the guy who's doing more with less. I mean, that was Kurt Signetti everywhere he's been to this point. That was Tony White down at Syracuse.
Yeah.
Syracuse was a horrible defense. I think they were bottom 4th of the country. And then by the time he left, they were top quarter of the country. So, I mean, sometimes that's the better way to go, as opposed to taking a guy who's been with a big program. Like, go find a smaller school and go find a DC who's taking
a coach that actually gets through to the kids.
Yeah.
And, of course, development is key. But also, I mean, you can ask anybody. We've heard stories from all the players, whether it's the D-line coach, whether it was Coop when he was here, or if it was Tony. They've all had relationships, and I think that's going to be a big key, outside, of course, probably the NIL money and everything like that, of gaining the trust of kids to kind of come in here and give it a shot and everything like that. So you need somebody who can not only just sell the flash and everything like that, but actually, get through to these young adults and kind of sway them and polish them in the right way.
Yeah, and like you just got to continue this track, this defense, because the standard of the defense is finally high enough, but we are losing a ton of those guys. Like they just about, and we'll talk about the Iowa game more in the second segment. Fortunately, unfortunately, but I mean, they really played outside of one play a perfect game.
Literally.
One touchdown on that one play,
and he didn't do nothing after that. That again, missed tackles.
You thought right? Like you thought, okay, they finally punched a hole through, and it wasn't even really off the hand. I think it was pretty.
It was a block in the back. First off,
yeah, there was
that didn't get called. I'm like, if you're a referee, how do you not have that happen? One, it was in space.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the number of who it was, but I know he was tacking the point of it and literally got shoved in his bag. And I'm like, are y'all not going to call that? And,
I think that was Ty who got shoved in the back on his pursuit. And then Bullock, who's still hanging on, ended up having Ty land on him because of that shove. And then that's when he really broke free, because everybody just kind of fell on top of each other.
You tackling too high. That's one of those situations. It's just like, it was just all bad. Like it was wrong spot, perfect timing for them, and it just sucks, because if you go back and look at their offensive numbers, a lot of it is from that play.
Oh, we're gonna do it more than I did the math on it. Over 45% of all their offensive yards came from that play.
That's crazy.
That was the game. That is quite literally the game from them, outside of a couple of fumbles. But I'm not going to say that's the game, because we did that to ourselves. Iowa did nothing.
No,
outside of one play.
One play and one play on defense, which honestly, that still pisses me off, because the call on the field was he was down.
Yeah.
So I'm like, when they came back from review, I was like, oh, the call on the field was a fumble. I'm like, y'all didn't say that.
That's what I'm saying. And like
he was like, oh, well, it was a fumble. I was like, I'm not questioning that it wasn't a fumble. I get that. I understand he lost it in the scrum and everything like that. But
you called it.
You called him down. So if you called him down, anything after that, it didn't even count. So it pissed me off, because it's like y'all didn't even announce that. Y'all just came up with that.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all, because especially when you get to that point, is if you called him down, it has to be definitive if you're going to do anything different. And like all that just got pushed aside, and that was
and the call changed to it was a fumble. I'm like, nah, the white hat came running in and said no, he was down clearly.
And then they did. I was very surprised by the amount of.
And then you didn't. And then secondly, you didn't even make like the official call before you went to go review it. You know what I mean? At least they would typically make an announcement and everything like that. Then all of a sudden you come out from a timeout. Oh, the call on the field was a fumble. No, that's not what it was. I guarantee you, Matt Rule in Nebraska got a letter saying, yeah, we missed 2 calls.
Oh, I'm so tired of the freaking letters. In the Twitter, hey, we got this one wrong. At some point, they got to fix this, because it's not just the woes Nebraska. But man, like, for how much money this thing brings in For how much?
Primetime game.
There's millions of dollars on the line.
You got all the eyes on that situation and everything like that. And I understand you miss certain calls and everything like that, but those are outrageous calls that are you should, like, you know, a 5-year-old can say, oh yeah, that doesn't look right.
Yeah.
You know, a 7-year-old, a 10-year-old that understands the game enough can see that and be like, oh, that's not supposed to happen. And you are trained professionals and you still miss.
Well, I think that was the one
in
where...
a crucial part of the game. I can understand if it's in the line and everything like that. This is outside of where, you know, your front seven is. This is the C gap area and beyond. Like what are we? You have what, 4 or 5 reps in the area, and all of not one of y'all called that. Not one.
Mm-hmm.
So what are y'all looking at to not throw your flag in a situation like that?
They weren't calling their flag for anything.
No,
in that game. They were letting, like, and the one time Nebraska actually did get pass interference. It was actually the one few times I was like, well, it didn't really fit the bill that time. Like, we'll take it. We didn't end up doing anything on that drive with it afterwards. But yeah, I just, if you're going to have, like, we're talking about these programs that are worth like millions of dollars. Like, this is a massive, massive business.
Mm-hmm.
And to have one of the key factors in how these games are operated and ran, it's very important for consistency to be a thing when you're talking about this. And it's just so bad. And across the Big Ten, SEC seems to do a better job at it. We've been down this road 100 times before. Like this, you just got to pay them as full-time and have them busy more than just part-time employees. Like, set up a system to where you're keeping them busy during the off season, not only just reffing games, but working together. Like, have those crews work multiple games so there's no more of this guessing. And when you are just swapping out like reffing crews, consistency becomes a problem because everybody calls it a little bit differently. It's just frustrating, but we're not going to spend too much time on that. Wrap up this segment. We do got NFL. It's still 0-0. We got Cleveland Browns, Denver Broncos. And on the other side, we will dive into the Iowa Husker game stats. Who do you got in this one? Looks like Cleveland already punted away once. Yeah.
Denver. Denver's a dark horse that, like, things are rolling for them. And I know people are a little high on Jalen Daniels, but Bo Nix, I think, is the front runner for, you know, offensive rookie of the year. Like, and I don't think it's really close, honestly, anymore.
Caleb Williams has entered the race.
Man, stop.
He's been good despite the Bears' record.
I didn't say he's not been. I'm not saying he hasn't been good, but
Bo Nix is the front runner.
He ain't operating like the two ahead of him.
I don't think he's.
Yeah, okay.
I think his season's, honestly, outside of the record, his numbers are looking just as good lately.
I'm talking holistically.
After the first 4 games,
he's
thrown 14 touchdowns.
Did Jalen Daniels play like him in any type of shape or form in those first couple of games?
He hasn't had to.
No.
I mean, they got a better. They got
what? They got what?
A better. They got
a what? They got a what?
A better run franchise. They do.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say a better team. I was like, oh,
no.
Oh.
The team, I have the offense. We got weapons. We just don't know what to do with them. We got a bunch of coaches.
You had a top 5 defense coming into the year, and
the defense and the defensive-minded head coach just disappeared.
You know, so I mean,
I should say that the defense has actually still been solid more often than not.
Caleb is he's playing better. I still don't think he's playing close to any of the other two. I think he's starting to make ground, but
he's not. He's definitely not up to Bo Nix. Not even close. I don't
think he's up to Jalen.
See, that's the one.
You biased.
The Daniels hype is granted, but I think it's a little too high.
Oh my!
We'll look through the stats. We'll talk about Iowa and Nebraska first. Don't go anywhere. We'll throw it to break. Don't punt hour. Good morning, Pierson-El, Harrison Arns. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
Who wants free diamonds? This holiday season, as a thank you for shopping with us, Sartor Heyman Jewelers is giving you free diamonds. Now through December 6th, receive a pair of sparkling diamond stud earrings, a stunning diamond pendant, or a gorgeous diamond tennis bracelet for free with your qualifying purchase. We only have a limited number to give away, so once they're gone, they're gone. Don't wait on this one. Visit Sartor Heyman Jewelers, where your gift shopping shines brighter. In Lincoln at South Point Mall, downtown, and in Grand Island on State Street.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, wanting to thank you all again for your continued service. November is off and running. Check this out. Get up to $12,000 off or 0% financing on select new vehicles. We have great lease specials with new Trax and Trailblazers starting at $299 per month and new Blazer EVs leasing for $399. Great payments, discounts, and of course, 0% financing. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All finance with approved credit, leases with $2,500 down.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger in the mall over a stuffed T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a lame holiday deal, relax in the Black Card Spa with some hydro massage feels. Instead of being trapped at your in-laws, escape to any of our 2,600 Planet Fitness locations. Sign up today for the Planet Fitness Black Card. Just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Deal ends Friday, December 6th. See Club for details.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Early break.
There's quite a situation going on.
What?
Jake's been asked to step away on Fridays from now on.
Yeah,
they want to bring young Ben has been dubbed as the curse breaker. He's been dubbed as the curse breaker, and Jake's been asked kindly to step away.
Just for Fridays.
Just
though.
Fridays.
Just Fridays only.
Game
day only. Game day eve only.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in to Don't Punt Hour. Harrison Arns, DeMornay Pierson-El, back at 1040 O Street on the corner, talking some Husker football here. 402-464-5685. You can put a face to the voice. Facebook, YouTube, X, Hallow channel 961. Just wrapped up with the Tom Chattel Hour on the last hour. Austin Orman, Tom Chattel. You can always catch that every Monday, at least for these next few weeks. We got one more game left, bowling, and then after that, obviously, that'll be the last Husker football hour with Tom Chattel. But you got, like I said, at least a few more episodes left of that one. We're going to finally dive into it. The Huskers lose to the Iowa Hawkeyes, 10-13. Yeah, I mean, I'll just ask you your overall thoughts about it. We kind of scuffed over it at the beginning because it's still fresh on the mind, but I just
I mean, you know, I'm not mad. Like, I'm mad at the game, but like how we played and everything like that. I mean, we dominated them.
Yeah, we did.
And you know, I don't even want to say like, oh, we shot ourselves like in the foot. It was missed opportunities on offense. You had guys dropping, you know, balls, not making plays and everything like that, or continuing drives. We had drive killers on offense. I understand the field goal situation and everything like that, but that's not necessarily all the way on the kicker. You know, that the holder got to do his job and everything like that. So
yeah, no, the hold was way off.
So
I was not on.
Like, I'm not. Oh, I'm like, nah. I'm more so mad that, you know, the offensive guys didn't make more plays. Like, because it was plays to be made, and
it looked in rhythm too. That's what's mind-blowing.
It was gimmies. It's not like, you know, it was 50-50 ball. Like, no, this is easy, you know, stuff that you do every day. Slants, end breakings, you know, daggers, ends, curls, you know, shallow crosses and everything like that. Like, it was just like, we couldn't catch a break, you know, more so on the offensive side. I thought Daniel was calling a good game.
Yeah, and I'll say this again, offensive line, phenomenal game.
I don't got nothing bad to say.
Clean pocket, great run game. Like, phenomenal game for the offensive line. Outside of a couple times that left tackle was struggling, but that's I'm playing. Was it Herkett? Outside edge rusher for.
I thought it was right. I thought it was right tackle.
Maybe it was coming off.
He was
the right
he was
side.
on the right side. Oh, unless he was switching.
Maybe it was. But either way, there's a few times where I was able to get pressure. You could argue Dylan Raiola maybe held on to it for a tad too long, but more often than not, I actually thought both sides of the ball, offense and defense, like Nebraska was winning the line of scrimmage for 4 quarters.
And so that's the frustrating part, because it's like you see the Iowa players come out. Oh, I knew this. I knew. No, you didn't. You were getting blown off the ball.
That's what pissed me off the most.
You didn't do. It wasn't anything necessarily that you did to really affect the outcome of the game. It was more so one of us, one, not making plays. 2, you know, the guy he made a good play on that and everything like that. And it was just missed opportunities on our end. But it's not like, oh yeah, we did, like, this is what it, like, no.
Well, like, that's what really bothered me. And you know what, I'll say this much, tip my cap to him. Like, Caleb Johnson, you made the one big play, and that's basically all you needed to really win it, because Nebraska would give you 2 turnovers. But yeah, he had that comment, and this whole thing was stupid to me. I don't care if you don't shake hands. If you don't do it, you better win the game, though. Otherwise, you're going to get those comments.
I mean, people are soft.
That's what I'm saying. I don't.
People are, oh my God, that's not this, that's not that. If you don't like somebody at work, you ain't gonna talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like your boss, you know, you gonna handle that a certain way and everything like that. Like, oh my, that's not. What do you? Osborne had killers on his team.
That's what, as long as you're not
and you loved him. Now all of a sudden, because I don't necessarily at the start of a rival game, I don't like you, and it's that type of game. Okay, cool, master energy. I'm perfectly fine with that.
And guess what?
At the end of the game, did they shake hands? Yeah. Did anything break out or anything go sideways? No.
Mm-hmm.
So at the start of the game, you know what type of time it is. We don't like y'all. Y'all don't like us. All right, bet. Stage is set. Okay, cool. Why are we crying about, oh, we didn't shake hands? So what?
I'm with you. I thought it was stupid. The whole thing to me is like, I get it. If you want to be Nebraska, nice. It's Iowa. I think they don't like us, and like it's very clear we don't like them either. Maybe a little bit of revenge for keeping us off the logo. It's not a big deal. All right, we had pepper spray at the end of Michigan and Ohio State, for Christ's sake. Like, what was going on between Nebraska and Iowa?
Do we know if Ohio State players were pepper sprayed?
Yeah, there was some. So basically, I think more fans. I don't know if players, but I saw some footage. This is a side tangent because we might as well talk about. I don't know what this police officer was doing when you were.
Oh my god!
Like I think anyone with common sense understands how pepper spray works, right? If it's windy and airy and you spray that in a crowded area, it's probably not going to go where you want it to exactly. And you just see this cop. It's just blowing everywhere. He's trying to stray at some Ohio State fans shoving some players. And it just goes sideways.
Did he come out and make and say what exactly he was trying to do? Or
I think he just got out of Dodge or just probably played dumb, hoping the cameras didn't catch. He was the guy that unloaded the pepper spray.
Listen, you had all major stations looking at that. Come on, Connor Stallions, we got you.
Well, did you hear Ohio State is accusing Michigan of cheating again for that game too?
How?
For cheating? I don't know.
How?
I don't know.
How?
I think they're just reaching.
Oh my God! You lost.
Yeah.
Accept it. You're not going to the Big Ten championship. Good luck playing in the first round to and try and make it to a national championship.
And that wasn't a good Michigan team.
No.
Yeah, like you guys just lost that one. Like even if they cheated, you still probably should have found a way to win it.
They didn't have a quarterback.
No.
All season.
No.
Barely a run game, and
they were one-dimensional.
Is Ryan Day on the hot seat?
No, I don't think so. I really don't. I think he'd have to really.
He would have to piss off somebody.
Yeah, he'd have to cry.
Somebody would have to come at him, and they would have to go back at each other and
be a loss to Penn State, a loss to Michigan, and then a loss to. I think maybe if Nebraska beat him this year, that would put a different taste in their mouth because that would really. It's crazy to think we'd be bowling already if we beat them all the way back then.
I mean, but you haven't beaten Michigan.
No. I don't know. That's one where if they fire him,
the grass ain't always greener.
Yeah, and that's that whole thing. Like as much as you feel about Ryan Day, you better have the right guy. And like very minimum of a doubt. Like this is gonna work. Like we've seen these big blue bloods, the blue bloods. When the pressure is there and you make a wrong step,
it
comes crashing down fast.
But a lot of people would take that Ohio State job.
Oh, a ton of people would.
Like you can pull some of these top coaches from anywhere, and you telling me that well, he might not leave Oregon. He might not. He's kind of swimming in cash over there. He might.
Why would he leave?
He might not leave Oregon.
Only undefeated Power 5 team.
And you had Nike.
Power 4, excuse me. Yeah, and you got Nike deals up there. Yeah, I still catch myself say it's so weird to say it, but it's Power 4.
I mean, it's coming back. You know, the Pac-12's coming back, so you can say Power 5.
The state, it's basically just a bunch of state schools. I don't even know if you can count it. That's a power conference.
So be it. They're gonna be there if they get a conference win. They might be in it.
No disrespect to them, but if if Florida State didn't get in
undefeated,
you're not gonna get in that pack, even if there's 12 teams now. Well, we'll see. Like I know this much, as we're kind of going all over the place, trying to avoid talking about this Husker Iowa game a little bit. When you look at it, I mean, they love money. They were gonna expand this thing after this year. I guarantee it. It's gonna go from 12 to 16 or 18 after this year alone. They'll find a way to keep bumping it up. I think
they'll do 12 for like 2 years.
Maybe 2 years. Anything past 2 years, I'd be surprised. Like they're gonna.
It's definitely gonna. It's a money grab.
It's a cash cow.
Yeah,
and we know how business operates with cash cows. They're not gonna take their bites nice and slowly. Like they're gonna just let's do this. Let's keep expanding it out. They'll have probably next year, if maybe 2 years at the most, just to see how this first trial year goes. But I mean, I would be very surprised if they keep this.
I mean, if they love the SEC so much, I mean,
they'd want to expand it.
You know, because I mean, this year, the outside of maybe 2 or 3 teams, they're all kind of in the same caliber, and I see that Alabama is in the top, which is crazy to me, because you have some 11, you have some 10-2 teams that have a better record, and just because it's Bama and the SEC, oh, we got you. Always trying to sneak them in there. If that's the case, then pin them and Georgia again against each other then early on.
Yeah, Alabama all the way up there at 9-3 is a joke.
They got I think it's 3 teams after them, or at least 2 teams after them that are legitimately 10-2.
Indiana is 11-1, all the way at 9,
which is crazy.
Boise State 11-1 is the only one I can see because of the competition they play. So fine. Ohio State at 10-2 is all the way at 7, 10-2, 10. Yeah, obviously they're the only 3-loss team in there.
And then I think that
Miami at 10-2 is all the way down at 14,
and they're not even in the top 10, which is crazy because they were just about to go compete for the ACC championship, which I think they deserve to be still, even if that's 12 or 11. I think they deserve to be in there.
Yeah,
they're not so bad off. Just not a couple weeks ago, they were the number 4 team in the nation, and now all of a sudden they're 10. Nah, come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting how similar the AP poll and actually the college football playoffs break out, because I am seeing a lot of people, even though Miami's sitting here at 14, and a lot of the projections coming up, even ESPN, they got Miami in there. They got Arizona State in there at 12, so who's sitting there at 10-2, which Arizona State, probably the most surprising one of the year. Well, no. Yeah, give it to Indiana.
If
and SMU
probably
still in there.
If Arizona loses in the Pac-12 championship, are they still in?
I don't think so. I think they kick them out. If they win it, they're in. I think if they lose it, they're probably kicked out.
And who they're going against? What, BYU?
Yeah, it's gonna be BYU. BYU has no shot. BYU currently sitting at, where's BYU? 17, 10-2. I don't think if they win this one, they're just the way they've been ranked all year. It's not gonna be enough, especially with all these other games. The most surprising one is I wish Georgia would have lost. If Georgia would have lost, we would have had some real chaos.
That'd have made things a lot more interesting.
Yeah, I was sitting here for a second thinking they did, but I forgot. Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets somehow found a way.
Oh my God. I turned that game on. It was 27-6.
It was 17-0 at halftime, and then at the highest point, 27-6.
You had 12, I think it was at 14 minutes or 12 minutes. I'm like, oh, I didn't even watch the game.
I turned it off. I thought it was cooked. I was starting to look over.
I turned it back on. I said, what happened?
Choke artist. I mean, they had a chance to play ultimate, and give credit to Georgia Tech. I think they
played a heck of a game.
They did.
They played a heck of a game.
But that just tells you, Georgia, when all their 5-star players and 4-star players decide to get their head out of their butt, they can really play ball. It's just for them, it's just getting everybody locked in and organized. But man, they have the players. When they are clicking, they're very similar to Indiana. That is just over.
So if Georgia beats Texas for the SEC championship, I think all hell still will break loose.
It's gonna break loose no matter what. The funniest thing about this is Texas coming into the SEC, and if they win the SEC championship in year 1, I hate Texas, but it's kind of funny to SEC and all the SEC diehard fans to have Texas come in there in year 1 and being like, oh, it wasn't that. Like you guys thought.
But I'm pretty sure they'll make sure that their schedule is a little bit more.
Next year, give them Georgia, Alabama, and just.
But I mean, some of the schools, they kind of dismantled A&M, and I thought A&M was a good team.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say they didn't have a. I mean, they had. I would say they had a not a rough schedule, but it was a competitive schedule. It wasn't a cakewalk.
Yeah, and maybe that's just what we're gonna see. Like if you're in the SEC or if you're in the Big Ten, you're just very, very slim chance from here on out that you'll ever get a schedule that's just designed for you to roll out and dominate. Like you're gonna end up with a Texas, Alabama, or Georgia. If you're in the Big Ten, you're gonna end up with Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon, USC if they ever get their head out of their butt. Like you're gonna run into some juggernauts
easily,
and it's over. Like I just think somehow Oregon pulled it off year 1. But I think it's going to be a rarity.
I mean, but you can, other than maybe the Ohio State game,
it was a light schedule.
Yes.
We went through it because they didn't get the quote unquote Big Ten treatment that we got.
No,
they outside of Ohio State, it was a lighter schedule.
You didn't play the Penn State. You didn't it's so they still, figured out a way and everything like that, and I get that. And I'm not, mad and upset about the outcome of the situation. But it's like, I mean, you still didn't really. It's like, all right, well, we're gonna see what Oregon really is, I think, in this Big Ten championship. Because you can say what you want about Penn State, they're never out of it. And unless you are Ohio State, that's who they always choke against, I do not know.
That's a good point, right? If you're Penn State, like, this is a good opportunity for you to get the demons off the back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, finally go win one. An Oregon team who's been obviously favored the entire way through sits here undefeated. Like, you got a chance to finally give them their first upset and make a name for yourself.
Because Penn State is
that'd be a turning point for that program.
It's a heavyweight. Like, that's not that's not an easy team. That they didn't bend down 21 points, still came back and win. They can battle it. Like, they're never out of the fight.
Yeah, and that's Oregon's worst nightmare, probably, is a team that goes 4 quarters.
And I think Penn State's defense can stop, like, Oregon. Ohio State defense, they're not stopping too many people. We've seen that. It hasn't been the defenses we've seen in the past. But I think Penn State has enough athletes on their end to make a difference and to at least stop, Oregon 3 times.
Well, and I think Penn State's game actually can poke some holes against, because one thing that surprised me about Ohio State was their run game was not as good. Like, it was like, before the Nebraska game, you're like, okay, maybe it's they did pop off in some games. And then you realize, like, okay, Nebraska might be the best running defense they've gone up against, and they can do squat.
Nothing.
They can do a damn thing about it. And they played Oregon type, but they were getting Oregon on the screen. Penn State might be one of the best teams, because I thought it was Illinois. That wasn't the case earlier in the year. I
think Illinois just had a bad game.
They didn't show up,
and it just snowballed. So with them having that game, I don't think you necessarily see that again. But I still also think they still need to be in the playoffs. I think you can't just knock them out for one loss and not winning. Like, that's crazy. So it should be at least 4 Big Ten teams in the playoffs.
There's definitely going to be 4. If they find a way to kick Indiana out, just feel like they're trying to do.
What's the difference between Indiana and Boise outside of a running back?
Something about Indiana, I don't know. Something about Indiana, they don't like it. It's not a big enough market. I mean, if you think about it, they're like looking at Indiana's football market, and they're like, little bit. They could have sold it as like everybody's Cinderella, but they just haven't marketed it at all, so nobody really knows. Regular college football fans just know Indiana's kind of good, but I think they think it's all kind of just a joke, and they haven't really played anybody, because when they played Ohio State, they lost. Like, Big Ten fans know. I don't think a lot of other fans know, and including the people on the committee who keep ranking these within the 8 people in the college football playoffs. Because I'm seeing Indiana all the way, which is great. 1 loss, I'm seeing them at like 11 or 12, like just getting into the last 2 spots, which is crazy to believe. And of course, Alabama. And one person I saw who works for ESPN, and I won't even name, had Alabama above Indiana, which I don't even know the mental gymnastics, how you do that. You get a 3-loss
team that lost to 2 unranked teams.
Yeah. And you,
in terrible fashion, Vanderbilt straight out manhandled Alabama in a way that we probably haven't seen Alabama look. And so you can't play that favoritism with Alabama. Alabama is not even good enough for you to be like, to kind of squeak them in there. If they lost only 2 games, absolutely you could say it. But how they've lost those 3 games,
to me, it's like I would actually give some points to like just the Saban effect. I'm like, I know we're gonna get a good game because Saban's the coach. Like, that team's gonna be ready. DeBoer, not that guy. Like, it's been an up and down team. Like, maybe it's gonna take some time for him to like fully get his mindset there, but yeah, like, you don't even have the Saban effect anymore.
No.
So like, I'm out on Alabama, not just this year, for like upcoming years. I don't know if that program's going to be able to keep it up and an increasingly competitive SEC. Like, this is a bad year for Oklahoma, good year for Texas. But if Oklahoma, ever plays competent football as well, like, my God, the SEC is just top to bottom loaded. On top of, you're waiting forever on Ole Miss if they're ever going to figure it out. Missouri, same thing. Like, you got all these teams. It just feels like a ticking time bomb. Alabama does feel like it's sliding off the hill, though. We'll throw it to break. Don't go anywhere. Dumb Punt Hour with the Morning Pierson-El.
Little one says a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy, so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, lease a 2024 Ford F-150 for $395 per month. Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1003769, $395 per month lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, $5,250 to its signing, no security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 11/30/24. See delivery details.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, wrapping things up. Don't Punt Hour, DeMornay Pierson-El, the former Husker wide receiver, special teams threat to my left as always, 402-464-5685. Been a busy news day. We're just trying to get through everything we witnessed this weekend. We got a little bit of time here left. DeMornay Pierson-El, we did get news. Dana Holgorsen, not exactly all defined details of it, but he will be joining the Huskers back on a 2-year deal. Also, with that news, sounds like Garrett McGuire will not be coming back. How was that? What are you laughing about? Dana's 2-year deal.
I mean, I wasn't surprised about the whole McGuire thing.
No, I mean, with Dana being there, you knew.
Yeah.
He's going to bring his guys in there.
Dana,
and the 25-year-old probably isn't one of them. Nothing against them. Like, good luck to him, but like with the Dana move, you kind of saw that coming.
So, I mean, I like him. Like I said, I think it's going to give the offensive side poise. I think it's going to give them an identity. I think you'll have a lot of kids. You have a high caliber quarterback that can make every throw. You're going to be in the limelight just off of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, get weapons around him and everything like that. Allow Danny to come in here and have a whole offseason to kind of get things cooking. Yeah, look out Big Ten.
Yeah, that's what I'm intrigued by. Like, give him an offseason with Dylan Rayola. What does that look like? I will ask you this, though. In that Iowa game, there was one point in time where I thought we got a little bit too cute. At the same time, you could argue it worked. It was double coverage, but credit to Harburg. You threw a dot, hit him right in the hands. It was either Lloyd or Barney on that trick play. But Nebraska comes out of halftime, and if we get a touchdown,
Over.
17 points, it's over. And we are marching the ball somewhat methodically down the field, and then we take that shot play. And after that, the offense never got it together. I don't think we got more than 2 first downs after that. And the first down on that drive was that pass interference play, the only penalty on Iowa. Did you feel like we're maybe getting a little bit too much in the shot bag, like trying to whip out some plays, or because it felt like we're pretty in rhythm consistently, just running it with Emma Johnson and quick throws underneath?
No, because we got back to it and people were dropping the ball.
Yeah, okay.
So I mean, it was open. It's not like dudes were draped around him or anything like that. He could have caught, they could have caught it and still ran and whatnot.
The Nair one would have been a touchdown.
Could have been a touchdown out the gate.
And there was a couple. There was another one. I think it was Banks, and I Dylan just missed this one. But man, if you hit that one.
So I mean, it's like I said, and I mean, I keep saying that the drops and everything like that, but it was just missed opportunities on the offensive side. The right play was called, just execution necessarily wasn't all the way to where it needed to be to make a difference, and that's where you see it come back and haunt you in the game.
Yeah, I mean,
I just wish that that last drive, I just wish that they just would have went to overtime, because they kind of like were rushing too much and kind of just chill, take the knee, get the overtime. Our defense has been killing.
Yeah.
Now we don't have to march the field. You would have been, or you marched the field one time, and so it's. And on looking back at it, everybody can kind of say that, but like I said, and when it was happening and everything like that, how it kind of like sputtered there. I was just like, man, just go to overtime. Just we're in it. We're fine. Offense is doing their thing. Defense is winning and whatnot. It just
you'd feel good about overtime, right?
I was feeling perfectly
because you don't got to worry
fine.
about the special teams kickoff, punt, and all that. You start with the ball.
So it was just but like I said, with him a whole second semester, Dylan got a lot of playing time. He will be completely different. Trim the fat, and hopefully, those freshman mistakes are gone and everything like that. He will look more polished and poised. And I really think, you have weapons here.
Yeah, I would say this. Ja'Cory Barney, another true freshman. I mean, he was arguably one of our best weapons all year.
You got Jalen Lloyd still.
Yep, another weapon.
And
Emmett Johnson's only a sophomore, right?
Yeah.
Mr.
So,
Minnesota. Give me him in junior year. What the hell does that look like?
You know what I mean? So you're giving this coach time to really think and develop what he wants to do from the offensive side. Like, like I said, it's going to be scary next year, I think, for us to have an offensive identity in the Big Ten.
Yeah, and I think I do think next year, I'm not saying we're going to go win 9 games, but we'll have, hopefully, for the first time in a long time, less questions and more of just an identity and understanding who we are. But that being said, that'll wrap it up for us, kind of wrapping up the review of the Husker game. Still just hard to believe. You were 8 for 17 on third downs. Iowa, 0 for 10.
That's crazy.
40 minutes
and we still lost.
To Jay Foreman's point, like when you look at 40 minutes time possession to Iowa's 20, we're just out there playing ball. We're just throwing it around.
Man, Iowa, watch out next year. Like next year, we're gonna make you eat those words.
I like it. It's over. Well, we can end on that one. But regular season's also over. Nebraska will have a chance at a bowl game. Me and the morning Pierson-El will finally get to talk about that. First time ever since I got down there in Lincoln. Appreciate you guys listening. Don't go anywhere. Uncut with Kyle Perry up next.
Who wants free diamonds? This holiday season, as a thank you for shopping with us, Sartor Heyman Jewelers